Another beautiful day in Greystones. I was thinking, Dara, 2016, you had a lot of experience in with choirs and singing and all that, but it must have nonetheless felt quite daunting to think, you know what, I'm going to put on a big festival for a day and get loads of choirs involved. Was it a big kind of decision, or was it just a natural feel to, this is what I should do?
Well, first of all, it wasn't a decision to make a festival. Basically, I run the Wicklow Sings choir, and we wanted to do a concert, and I approached Alan Cox, who's the principal in Temple Garrett School, and said, Alan, can we use the hall for a concert? And he said, yeah, okay, let's do that. And then I said, let's get a few more choirs. So really, that's how it started off. Right. And then the whole idea just snowballed because everybody loved it, and went from a few choirs to suddenly we had like 13 choirs in our first year in 2016, and it's just gone on from there then in strength, and has become more of a festival really than just a concert.
Well, that's it. It seems almost from the start, like in the first year, that's what it struck me as. This is like a great gathering of any of the choirs who have that sort of reputation in Wicklow, all coming together for one night. Did it sort of make itself happen, or was there a huge amount of work involved? I know that Jamie and Bridget and Ange are part of it, but I don't know whether that first year was crazy.
Sometimes, when you don't realise what you're getting into, you just kind of jump head on. And no, I mean, it's always really hard work to put an event like this together. You have to organise all the choirs, get everybody there, you have to get people to come, buy tickets, you all the things that go around it. But it's fun. It's just really fun, and that's which is what the whole night is all about. And then and that particular year we were raising money for a local charity. I think from what I can recall, it was 5 loaves that particular year. So all of that makes it really, really worthwhile. So it didn't feel like work at all. It just feels like fun.
Well, I think when it came also to finding choirs, we do seem to be particularly blessed with a lot of great choirs in Wicklow. So that must have sort of quickly become obvious that there's more than 2 or 3 rather than just that growth must have been organic, but it still might have been a surprise that there was so many out there.
Oh, and there's more. I mean, the thing is, I suppose I just contacted my own colleagues, people that I knew, and then other choirs got in touch with us themselves. And so, I mean, I think what's the simplicity of the evening and the concept and the beauty of it is that you gather together under one roof all of these different choirs. I mean, normally everybody just does their own concert, and you go to the concert, you just see like one group. Here you just get 2 songs from each individual choir, so you'll have everything from a barbershop group to a community choir to a choral society, maybe the Wicklow Male Voice Choir, for example. You'll have a school choir, you'll have children's choir. So it's just really nice to get that overview of the different types of singing and that's going on all around the county, and not just in this part of the county, not just over here in Greystones, but from the others, from West Wicklow, from down south of here as well. So that's what's also really nice.
And we should obviously give a shout out to Temple Garrett Singers. This is their first time performing. This is a new choir, and that seems to be a part of the festival's kind of, we'll say, effect, that people realise this can be done. We can, we all love singing. Let's make a choir. That must be a nice feeling that you're actually having knock-on effects like that.
Well, I think that's the thing, the beauty of it as well. It gives a platform to not only like the really well-established choirs, but also new smaller choirs that mightn't necessarily have a chance to showcase what they do in front of a big audience at a big event like this. And so, like, say, and then it could be their first outing. For example, the Temple Garrett Singers, it's just a new choir up in Temple Garrett School. It's an initiative for parents, for past and present parents. And it's a really great initiative, building community spirit within the school. So this is going to be their first outing and their first performance. So yeah, I think from that point of view, it's really unique in that sense, that you have that combination of more established, more experienced choirs, and then year on year you see them choirs maybe who were just starting out and how they come back every year and how they're getting bigger and better and stronger all the time.
That effect too that you have on Friday night of the Parkinson, this idea that there's an effect on people when it comes to songs, when it comes to music, that goes far beyond technical kind of ability, or there is something so communal and so deeply rooted in all of us. That's something that I'm sure kind of is part of the joy of getting people together in a room and having 400 singers over one night. It must, I'm guessing it gets quite emotional for you, like just to sort of see the interaction, because people can't help but be wrapped up in a song and all that. But I'm guessing that's something you've always been aware of, that the effect that this can have, just a human voice in a room with you can transport.
Absolutely. I mean, group singing is an incredibly powerful thing. It brings people together, it joins people together, it makes people feel good. You hear that all the time, that singing is good for you, but it really, really does something special for health and well-being. You see it in, you might have Parkinson's group, for example. Obviously there's a kind of that's a very specific group. It's sort of very specific. But then for everybody else who sings in the choir, they will tell you that they go home, they skip out of rehearsals and they skip home and they just feel really good. Because when you sing, you don't think about anything else. You're just thinking about the music and the singing, and it just carries you away.
It's a parallel,
at the end of the night, what we do is that all the choirs, all the singers from all the choirs, the over 400 singers, come back onto the stage, and together with the audience, we invite the audience to join in. We do this big song that the entire hall will sing, something that everybody knows.
Sure.
And it's absolutely magnificent to hear that. 1,000 voices singing in harmony and in unity with a particular song. Last year we did One Day Like This, the elbow tune.
Right. Wow.
It's a surprise. I won't tell you what it is.
I was trying to think too that for a lot of managers and it's a struggle when they think about the rider for their band backstage. They got to come up with black M&Ms and Jack Daniels. Like, you got 400 singers to feed and clothe. That's quite an operation going on. I don't know whether that's been easy as well, because it seems, I'm sure everyone's happy to muck in, but that's a lot of people to be looking after.
It is, but everybody just really kind of pitches in and looks after themselves to a very large extent. Now the school in Dunbarcar are fantastic, and we have access to all the facilities in the school, and we create essentially like a green room for every single choir. Every choir is allocated a classroom or in the school building. So the choirs arrive early, they have these classrooms which are like their green room facilities, and everybody's there together. The riders, we haven't had anything too outlandish so far. What we're hoping to do this year as well, the plan is that because choirs love to watch one another perform. That's also a very inspiring part of life. And when the hall is full, when we're sold out like we were last year, the choirs couldn't get into the hall, so we'll have screens in Creamisculla, which is the kind of the outside area, and choirs can gather there. The choir members can gather there and watch the performance that's going on inside.
So we will be putting the link now above this for people to grab tickets and all that. And we'll give a shout out to all the various different choirs. Do you sort of see this now as a kind of forever thing? I would hope and imagine this could just keep on running, because it's not like people will stop singing at any point in the future.
No, we started in 2016. Then we had to
take a breather, really.
Take a breather
like
during
the whole
COVID,
world.
because singing certainly was one of the most affected activities. So we came back last year with a bang, essentially, and there's no doubt about it. There's a huge appetite for an event like this, and we've big plans, and we already had the plans before our lockdowns happened. So what we want to be running our workshops, we want to be running big sings, we want to have maybe a schools night, for example, would be a wonderful thing. Get all the different schools from Wicklow to come and replicate this event. We're going to have busker trails, choral trails around the town of Greystones would be something really exciting. So and we've, the team or the Whale are a really important supporter for us in the town, and there's such a sort of the cultural heart of the town, and really to a very large extent, and they really support Wicklow Sings.
Last thing, I heard a rumour now that sometimes, obviously, the audience get carried away and they sing along and all that. If somebody's got a really flat voice in the audience, are you getting tasers? You mentioned you're going to get tasers to try and stop certain singers singing in the audience, just that they're really, really bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or just have them dragged out, maybe. Just, because it can ruin it for the whole night.
I don't know, Paul. I don't know who you've been talking to. My mantra is that everyone can sing. I don't believe that there's no such thing as a bad singer. Everybody can sing. It's just a question of choosing the right song.